Hello, welcome to our Proverbs reflection guide. We work from a book called Proverbs, a reflection guide for everyday living. And so as we begin today, I want to give us a moment just to settle in. You may have the opportunity to create an environment that gives you a sense of calm and peace. If that's true, maybe you want to pause this and make that space feel more comfortable. But you may well be in the middle of commuting, in which case I invite you just to kind of settle in as much as is possible for you. And so if you can, go ahead, take a moment to close your eyes and to take in a deep breath and to let your body rest as you exhale. We tend to be so busy in our days. We often just don't even give ourselves permission to rest. So I invite you in this moment, take in that cleansing breath and exhale, leaning into that rest. And then after a while, allow your breaths to come naturally, but allow your body to remain in a restful state. And from this space, we'll begin our reading for today, which is Reflection 25, Being Love. Our reading today comes from Proverbs chapter 24, verse 11 and the beginning of verse 12 from the Living Bible translation, which says this: Rescue those who are unjustly sentenced to death. Don't stand back and let them die. Don't try to disclaim responsibility by saying you didn't know about it. Solomon here offers us a rather intense bit of wisdom. He tells us how people are treated is ours to do something about. And though in this instance he talks about situations involving death, the truth is, doing something about injustice is not only ours to see and do something about if we think that death will possibly be involved. Really, regardless of the perceived magnitude, Solomon tells us, don't just stand back and do nothing. Don't try to offload the responsibility. Don't look the other way. Don't settle it by choosing to remain ignorant for your own sake. Obviously, injustice in the world is too big of a problem for any one person to tackle alone. But that doesn't mean that our best course of action is turning away from that which is right there in front of us. And so our reflection for today is this: whether you have yet to know God will use this reflection in your life, or if you have already identified a way in which this applies for you. In matters of injustice, the first step is always prayer. So take a moment to pray for spiritual power over any justice issues that God brings to mind. Additionally, it can be helpful to regularly remind ourselves that, as Ephesians 6:12 tells us, our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the powers and principalities of darkness and evil. So take some time to pray for the love of God to be an affecting presence in the lives of all people involved, even the ones that are creating the injustice. If you do happen to sense a particular call to action in your spirit, pray for God to speak to you more about that, for specifics, for companions. And pray that God would give you eyes to see who you can be a source of light, love, and life to right now today. So I'll give us all a moment to reflect. There's a little sung prayer that I personally learned a little while back from a friend of mine. I'm going to sing it now, and then I'm going to sing it a couple more times. So you're welcome to join in if you're able, or just to receive it. But it goes like this. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. I pray that as each of us goes from here, from this particular space, that we would be able to inhale that peace and to exhale out a love towards those around us. I do pray that we would be love and light in the world. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll look forward to seeing you again later. Bye-bye.